Hi everybody, this is the week rundown for September 21st through the 25th. Next week, your week will be a little different. It'll be a little shorter because we don't have school on Thursday, but Friday is a virtual day and you'll have the same responsibilities on a Friday as every other Friday. So on Monday, you're gonna have a review because you're gonna have a quiz or it's gonna go in the assessments part of Infinite Campus. It's not the end of a chapter, therefore your late work will not be due on Tuesday or Monday. I'll tell you later whenever that's going to be. But this time around, you're going to have an assessment. The assessment is going to be about solving equations, simplifying radicals, which you've been doing, and also factoring, all right? This one will be on a Google Doc just like your quick checks have been, and it'll seem very similar to a quick check as far as your explanations go and the kinds of questions that you're going to be asked. Eventually, we are going to change and use a different program for your tests, and you'll have some practice on that before you actually have a test, okay? So we're going to stick with the Google just because you guys are used to it. Why switch something right now, right before the first test? You don't have to freak out more than you're probably already kind of freaking out. So you're going to have, I believe it's 9 or 10 questions, and they are in tables, and each one of them is worth 4 points, and I will be grading it just like I would your quick check. All right. On Monday, you're going to get a review. You'll have a review video on all those kinds of problems. You're going to have solving equations, you're going to have simplifying radicals, and then you're going to have your factoring. I will have a lot of those kinds of questions on the review, and I'll have a lot of those kinds of questions on my video that I create, okay? I think there's like 10 just factoring problems. It's just a review so that you guys feel like you're ready. And then I do have an assignment online that is a review for this assessment, but my reviews are not for credit, they're just for you guys to do. So there are a ton of problems. You do not need to do even one of them, but I know when kids want to review for things, it might be like, oh, I need some help on the radicals. So they do a ton of radicals. Or I need to solve a bunch of equations. So they solve a bunch of equations. They might not do a lot of the kinds of problems that they feel like they can do, maybe 1 or 2. So those are out there for you to do as many as you want. I've heard from kids that in Math Excel, you don't have to go in order, so you can skip some problems if you want to do just some of them, okay? But again, it's not required. It will not be going in the grade book. Your assessment will. And each question on your assessment will be worth 4 points, just like your quick checks at the end of the week. And they'll be graded the same way. Like question number 1 will be 4, do you know it? 3, do you have a minor error? 2, you show that you know what you should do, but you can't do it. And 1 is, I've tried something and nothing else is going to work, okay? So that is your Tuesday. So the Tuesday assessment, because we're using Google, I don't want it out there forever. I'm going to throw that out there from 10 until 3. Forgot to write that down on this. So I'm throwing that out there from 10 until 3. At 3 o'clock, any of you that have not taken the assessment, it will be removed from your folder in Google Classroom, so you will not have access to it, and you'll have to come and email me or talk to me. That gives you 4 hours to complete an assessment that usually we're going to give you guys windows to do the assessments, so maybe we'll give you the whole day to do it. And we're going to give you just an hour. Google doesn't have it where I have like a time watch and it's going to be like, oh, you start here and you get 1 hour. The Google doesn't have that. So you will have from 10 until 3 and it needs to be done by 3, okay? So that's what your week looks like. On Wednesday, you're going to start A3. We're going to do 2 days of that. You're going to learn about how you find the domain of a function. We're going to also multiply and divide some polynomials or simplify them. We'll find the restrictions on x's for division as well as when we're finding the domain. Okay, so that's your week. And then you'll have a quick check on Friday. It's going to be a real quick one. It's just going to be a Google form, maybe 3 questions, maybe 5. It's not going to be that big of a deal because you guys have an assessment. It's going to be different. Okay, so that's what your week looks like in your assessment. So make sure you're getting that done on Tuesday and handing that in by 3. Okay, some odds and ends. First off, my office hours. I've had some people request me on the weekends because I'm working 7:30 to 3:30 now at Lincoln High School. I'm not going to be meeting after 3:30 because it's a long day as it is. So make sure Monday through Friday, if you need me, 7:30 to 3:30 is the time to get me. Even if I'm here or even if I'm working on the weekends, I'm going to be flexible on that. It's my time, so I'm not going to be meeting with students on those times. I hope you guys understand. Late work. Okay, so we should have an idea of how work's going. Your late work at this point, starting next week, it will be half credit. It'll be just ones. You can see how you are doing on your homework, but I just count it 2 points getting it in, and it'll be 1 point if it's wrong. So what happens is at the end of the day, I get my little grade book out, and for all of you that are getting your homework in, I put little like 2s at wherever I'm going, and then those of you that don't, you don't get anything. It's missing. And if you hand that to me later, then you'll get a 1, and all those points will go in on Friday at the end of the week. Okay, so you need to start to get things in on time. Some of you guys, I've been really lenient. I've given full credit. You need to get things in on time. It's just one of those things that as you grow up, it's kind of important to be on time. Okay. Also, whenever you guys are going into Google and you're submitting your homework, because I know they have that button, please make sure that you're submitting that right after you finish your assignment, because I'm getting a lot of late things, like late notifications from you guys, and they're actually not late. It's just that you forgot to do it and you're probably just hitting submit so your homeroom teacher gets off your butt or your parents do. So finish the assignment on Math Excel, then go ahead and click submit on Google. Remember that Infinite Campus is where I keep my grades, so it doesn't matter what Math Excel says. You can look there and that'll tell you what your grade is. Just remember, get everything in on time, because around 3:30, 4 o'clock every day, I go in and I'm seeing who got their work in on time. Your quick checks. Okay, so a couple of you guys had the right answers for some of your quick checks, but you could not explain it. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a little shocked I didn't see some of you guys on for the square roots, because I got so many messages, I don't know how to do this. I'm like, come in for a Google Meet. So when you're explaining something and you tell me why something's wrong, you have to be specific. So like for the square root one, I had a lot of people say, oh, they didn't simplify right. And then on the bottom, it just had the right answer. And I know sometimes math or photo math gives you the answer. I know I could get my answer from my friend. I want to know if you understand the answer. So just telling me that it's simplified wrong isn't good enough. You have to tell me the number that they needed to use. So here's my analogy for those of you that are in sports. So I was a team sport player. So let's say I'm playing basketball and I'm in there and I get yanked. I totally get yanked. And my coach is like, hey, do you know what you did wrong? I go, yeah, what did you do? I ran the play wrong? Right, okay, have a seat. Next time I go back in, I go and I'm running the play again. And all of a sudden he yanks me again. And he says, do you know what you did wrong? Yeah. What did you do wrong? I ran the play wrong. Yeah, you did. Okay, I ran the play wrong. Do I know what I did wrong? No, I don't. I just know I ran the play wrong. I have no idea what I did wrong, but I know I ran the play wrong. What a better thing would be like, oh, I was supposed to cut left and then screen and then go right, but I went right and then left and then I popped back and I was supposed to screen. Yeah, that's telling me exactly what I should have done and what I did do, okay? So that's a good explanation. Just tell me I simplified wrong. I'll tell you, half of the math problems I see, it's because people didn't simplify correctly. So you need to be a little bit more direct, okay? And again, I'm seeing this is at 8 minutes. I apologize, but we got to clean up some things here. Google Meets. What I'm going to do to make things easier is I'm going to use the same URL. I think the science department does this. I'm going to use the same little code, and what I'm going to do is just take on the stream and I'm going to bump it up to the top so my times stay all the same, and you just use the same link on Google Classroom in the stream, and you just go in at like, you guys can come in at noon. Just use that. I'm just going to bump it up. I may put like insert, it's been updated, but I'm just going to pop it up. So if it keeps saying like September 18th, don't worry about it. It's always going to be the same URL. It just is easier for me to just move that little thing up to the top. And Math Excel, for those of you who are forgetting passwords, make sure you write things down. I think you guys have a lot of stuff. I would write all your usernames and your passwords down and keep them somewhere. All right? On the stream, all the codes that you had have been removed because the school district only has so many accounts that we have paid for. And a few of you have gone back when you forgot your passwords or things weren't working and just created another account. And we don't have free accounts to give away, you guys. You need to make sure that you know your account information. So if you want to know your email address you used, I can totally tell you what that was because I can email you and I can see the email. I don't know your passwords. I'm not a tech person for Math Excel. All I can tell you is your email, which hopefully you used as your username. I think they did suggest that. Or I can tell you, I can just tell you your email, and maybe that'll help you get a username and a password reset. I'm sorry, just a password reset using that username. Okay? But write things down. I know you have a lot of stuff. I totally feel for you. But that's all been gone, and if you have problems, you're going to contact me because I don't know how many accounts I have left, and it costs money. So keep your stuff down. Some of you guys, I looked, You didn't even type the right email address in there, because I know some of yours didn't even exist because you missed a letter. All right, so next thing, cool thing, graphics calculator. All right, we're gonna have a short video coming out to you guys soon. You can maybe look on your Chromebooks, your graphics calculator. There is an app on your Chromebook that has a graphics calculator, and that is what you're going to use. It is just like this bad boy, except because we're in this virtual learning and I don't have enough to go around and I don't wanna be passing things out, you can just use your Chromebook, all right? So be on the lookout for that, or you might want to just take a look and search that Chromebook to see if you can find that wonderful little calculator. Also be on the lookout because we're going to try to do some different format for your testing. I'm looking at some websites to use that actually says, oh, you have today to do the test, but only an hour in your day. There's like a timer on there. So after the first one, hopefully you have that. Okay, I apologize that this is so long, but there was a lot of things that I've noticed during the week that kind of got me a little mad. I hate getting all these emails about things being late. I hate it when my phone goes off at 2 in the morning because kids are handing in things late. You guys should be getting better sleep, okay? Most of you guys are doing awesome. You are doing great. You're getting your homework in. I get people coming to Google Meets. Awesome, okay? Some of you guys, I'm just curious how we're gonna do on that next assessment and how well you can explain yourself. And explaining yourself does not always mean writing a lot of stuff down. It's being clear and concise. Okay, just telling me exactly what is wrong. And also, not just, it's simplified wrong. Of course it's simplified wrong. Most things are in math. That's why kids get it wrong. Give me more. Okay, and if you think I'm picking on you for the simplifying thing wrong, guess what? I had probably over 20 kids who I was like, no, you don't know what you're doing because the answer's right. And the simplify, do you know what they did? So we're gonna find out on questions number 1 and 2 on your next week check, which is out right now. All right, so good luck, have a good week or a weekend, and if you have any questions, you always can email me. All right, bye.